week. So we just wanted to say thank you all because it was so last minute.
Right. And I just want to say this. Thank everybody for coming again. Thanks Mr. Watts' family for coming. Thank Miss Erica for coming. Thank Miss Green for coming because I sent her a late email. Thank everybody for coming. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot. Thank you. Mr.
You're
Thompson,
welcome.
Mr. Thompson, we haven't heard from you. You want to say something?
Yeah. I want to say thank y'all for coming and supporting and just sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Okay.
Y'all
Hey
heard
y'all, it's DK.
okay.
You're ready, Miss
All
Annie.
right, so let's keep this
Oh,
started. It's gonna be lit. Go get your blanket, your cover, your popcorn, whatever you need. Don't get too comfortable though. You won't be able to get too comfortable though because we about to be lit up in here, and it's just gonna be lit. It's gonna be virtual. It's gonna be virtually okay. I don't even know if it's a thing, but we about to make it a thing. All right. So we won't have the video because it's just acting all kinds of crazy. So I will be singing Lift Every Voice and Sing, not the whole song, just a little excerpt of it. Yeah. I'm ready. Lift every voice and sing to earth and heaven. Bring the harmony of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling seas. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of a new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won.
Snaps to Miss Anderson for singing it and having the confidence enough to sing it to the best of her ability. Thank you, Miss Anderson. Snaps.
Woo!
Thank you, Miss Anderson, for singing that. It takes a lot of confidence.
We feel like this song was really fitting because Mr. Watts has taught us to like not be afraid and to share our story. And this it really embodies the Black culture, you know. It's there to uplift us, and he really uplifted us and taught us to like don't be afraid and to just do it, you know. And even if you are afraid, it's okay to be afraid. And whatever you do it with no regrets. So he really taught us that, and this song embodies everything that he taught us. So yeah.
Right. And it's okay to be afraid. That is something that he also taught me. It's okay to be afraid. You don't have to tell everybody your business. And up here we have Robin DJ Kelly. I'm gonna hand it over to Mr. Harris, and he's gonna talk about this. Thank you. I want everybody to come. I want everybody to come to Robin DJ Kelly, especially the Freedom Project Network, especially SCFP people. Miss Foster and Miss O want you to have your cameras on and your shirts on. So please attend, and I'm gonna turn it over to Mr. Harris.
You don't need to turn it over to me. You already said it.
Okay.
Perfect. See y'all later. I appreciate the shameless plug. Love it. Free promo. Carry on.
Kelly. Dr. Kelly couldn't join us last time because I think he was sick or something like that. But he will be able to join us this time. And like we the SCLP, we show up and we show out. So we gotta come and support, with the SCLP shirt on and everything. So yeah. Mr. Watts, we love you. We all agree when we say that you have impacted our lives, and we're so thankful for all that you do. Especially there was days where I couldn't make it because there were things that other stuff I had going on. I don't know. I'm a really busy teenager, and I don't like that because I'm not enjoying my teenager years. But Mr. Watts really taught me to just slow down and breathe, and to just tackle everything one thing at a time. And he has just he has impacted our lives. And I didn't even think that I would get so attached to her story at first because of all the things going on. But Mr. Weiss just made everything possible, and we love him.
Right. And I want to add on to Miss Anderson. Yeah, we do love him. We love him every part. Another thing is, thank you, Mr. Watts, for all you have done for me personally. And I can only speak for me. We really do enjoy you. We thank you for coming out and supporting. And I thank you for inviting your family. Mr. Thompson, you want to say something?
Yeah, thank you for giving good advice and being a motivational speaker to not just me but to each of us.
Yeah, I'm gonna cry, and I ain't supposed to cry yet. I promised myself I wouldn't cry.
Ms. Anderson,
Okay,
right
at
here.
this time, we would like you to meet your host for tonight.
The Kayla wants to say something. I think you have to leave the Kayla.
So I just wanted to thank Mr. Dr. Paul Watts, because even though I came in with a story to tell, and everybody just sat in and listened to me of what I have to say, and they were giving me so much confidence to say what I want to say, my life story and everything I've been through. And they just sat out and listened to me, and they loved it so much. And Mr. Watch, he gave me so many pointers. He was like, "Oh, I like this. Oh yeah, I like this," stuff like that. That boosted me up. Even though some people say I get on confidence, but y'all really be giving me confidence in myself, because I think I'm real shy. But y'all just came in "Ooh." I just knew I had a story to tell. When I heard about her story, I was like, it could be interesting, or I might not like it. So I came here, saw what he had to say. I was did my little interview. And I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna like this. I like it. Even though I be busy on some Friday, but I be trying to make it. But school schedule be messed up. But Mr. Paul, I really appreciate you and everything that you did for us, girls and boys.
Thank you to Kayla, and I love your story. I continue to pray for you, as I know you'll be really busy, but I really love your story, and thank you for saying something.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Y'all, her story is just an approach to memoir writing. It's just, an empathy-based memoir writing, pedagogy. You guys have the voice. And honestly, I felt like you guys too. I didn't know how it would go. I was busy too, wrapping up my own stuff. And sometimes I just show up, and you guys just show up and then just start a conversation. And anything really great that we got out of it was what you guys brought into it. All I did was talk about strategies for making the stories that you're telling really hit powerfully, but you told the stories. All the powerful story from DeKayla's story that left us all like, I mean, we were reeling after, you know, her story, and all the writing. Elizabeth, that you've done. Elizabeth, she has like, I'm not even exaggerating, like 75 pages of writing. And I mean, it's just all types of writing, and it's all fantastic. And she just showed up every day early, and she just put in that writing. And that's why this group was amazing. You know, that's why this group was amazing, you know, and you know, watching the stories evolve. Demarion, you know, you told us this story, Demarion, and like, it was like really impactful. It was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that person said that to you. But it was like this small little story. We started asking questions, and not just me, you know, Elizabeth, Saniyyah, you're asking them questions. And then we started discovering there's way more to this. And then he starts rewriting it, and all of a sudden it's this different story. We keep at, well, what did you think about that? What did you learn? And then he starts adding his internal thought. And then now what he just read today, all the pieces came together in a way that, you know, when he reads it in, hopefully Milady with your group, like it's just a whole new thing. And that's, I just showed up for you guys. You know, I just showed up and asked questions, and everything came from you. Any power that this group had week after week, it all came from you guys. And I was just lucky to be a part of it, and just trying to be the best teacher that I could be, because y'all deserve an amazing teacher.
Thank you, Mr. Watts. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I didn't shout out Saniyyah's story either. But Saniyyah's story, you know, I think, Elizabeth, you said, wow, I felt like that was a movie. And it was true. She brings you into a classroom. When she writes about her classroom, I can see that classroom. I recognize that classroom. I know that classroom. I can hear that teacher walking down the hall. I can hear those students laughing at the teacher. Y'all have talent. And I know that there's an audience out there that would love hearing your story, reading what you have to write. And, you know, in the future, as you go on and you feel empowered, and you have some strategies to tell your own stories with that power, just know that there is an audience out there for you, and you'll probably connect with that audience sometime too. You're connecting. Look at this audience you've connected with already now, you know, and you're gonna read to even more people. It's pretty impressive. And I've done nothing but just click on the Zoom link and keep showing up every week.
Thank you, Mr. Watts. Today, I want you guys to meet your co-host, your presenter. I don't know what flyer you guys have seen out there, because it was a lot. If I tell you guys this story, it will be so funny, and I have to write a story on all of this stuff. But I want you guys to meet your co-host, presenter, Demarion Thompson. And he describes himself as a brother. He loves to play the drums. He loves to cut grass. He loves to go to church. He is a caring person, and he's your presenter for tonight. And I want to say this about Mr. Thompson. Even though he was the only male in our group, he stuck with us. Like, he could have lived like, it's too many girls in here. I don't want to hear that story. But he came and he signed up. So snaps to him, Mr. Thompson.
Hey guys, so today, or this evening, I will be doing one of my pieces, like a rap, and basically called Mr. White. So sit back and enjoy. Yeah. W stand for wisdom, A stand for all he did. W stand for strife, tribulation, safe for saving. Watts, come on, let's listen to the parts. Watch, come on, let's mix with the pots. You read all our readings and gave good advice. You know you stick with us like butter or rice. Watch, show all your fear. Just like Congress, I'm just a bill. Just looking at your face while reading our stuff. You didn't even get mad, you didn't even puff. Watch, come on, let's mix with the pots. Watch, come on, let's mix with the pots.
You better let them know. You better let them know. You better let
Hey,
them
What?
know.
Oh my
Period.
god.
yo, I told y'all it was gonna get lit. Y'all didn't believe us. I told y'all we was gonna be lit. I
For
told
real.
y'all.
I love
Whoa.
it. I love it. Thank you, Mr. Thompson, for having the courage enough to bring us that rap. You better let them know. Next.
Serious rhythm and flow.
Okay, so next we will have Miss Saniyyah Anderson. She describes herself as a big sister of three younger brothers, an inspiring author, also one who has passion for cooking and learning other cultures. Mitra.
Hi everyone. I'm Saniyyah. Yeah, I'm a big sister of three younger brothers. I'm an inspiring author. I love writing. I guess that's why I'm here. I love writing. And Mr. Watts has like inspired me because I lost inspiration in Mr. Watts' Texas. He has done so much. And I also have a passion for cooking and learning other cultures. Yeah, and at the moment I'm learning Korean. So yeah.
Right. Thank you, Miss Anderson. Miss
I want
Anderson.
y'all to meet talk.
Miss Anderson is a
I
nice
want y'all to meet
person.
our co-host for tonight. Her name is Miss Elizabeth Washington. She's a sister who describes herself as someone who loves to write, talk, meet new people. She loves her natural hair. She believes that Black Lives Matter. She has a passion for others. She has a bully story. She loves those who love her. She loves to encourage people. She is your co-host for tonight.
Hi everybody, you guys know me. Yeah, nice to meet you guys. Thank you guys for coming again. And that is just a short thing about me. And I thank my brother Perry Washington Jr. for coming out. I love you and thank you for coming out. And thank you, Miss Foster. Some people are gonna leave and I want to go ahead and shout them out before they leave. So I want to thank Mr. Watts for coming, especially because if he was not here right now, because we was gonna surprise him, and if he was not here, we would all been looking like, where is he? So I want to thank my brother Perry Jr. for coming out. Mr. Harris, thank you for coming out. Miss Karen, thank you for coming out. Miss Erica, thank you for coming out. Mr. Watts family, thank you for coming out. And thank my team, Mr. Thompson and Miss Anderson. Thank you guys. And Mr. Jones, thank you for coming out also. But thank my team. Teamwork make the dream work, period. Who else? Miss Davis from Raising Black Voices, thank you. Mr. Berg, thank you. Thank everybody from SCFP, everybody from Freedom Project Network. Thank you guys for coming out and supporting me. Yeah, that's all I see. So thank you guys. Next.
Yeah. Thank you guys for being here too.
So this is before and after. Don't laugh at our mistakes, okay? We wanted it to be real and transparent. This was really how our writing was before we got together with Mr. Watts, okay? So we have before and after by Demarion Thompson.
So this is my before and after. The before I came to her store, and after is after I joined. So the before, one day I was ready to cut the grass, and I got up and I got up and grabbed my mower and went on my way. I cut many yards and suddenly I came to this white woman yard, and she was at the door, and she said, "Get out my yard in," and I walked away. And this is after. One day I had just woke up. I was very happy. It was going to be my first day cutting grass. So I got my mower and got lots of gas and went along. So that was the first house, and I went to that grass. It was really tall. So I went and asked them, and the man name was Chris. And I said, "What's up, Chris? How you been doing?" He said, "Good. And you?" I said, "How did?" He said, "You." He said you wanted to come out there. I said, how did you know? He said, 'cause I saw the more and you looked over this way.
I just really want to say this. I have always told Mr. Thompson, I really do thank you for having self control. I really do thank him for not trying to go and cuss the other lady out and having a lot of self control because he could actually be another name on the news, you know. And I don't want to take over his writing, but as you can see, his before he jumped right into it. Okay, and you can see his after. He took you. He was like, "This is my first day. I'm very happy. I'm ready to make some money." The other one, he was like, "I'm finna just gonna cut some grass." So, Mr. Thompson, you can say something you like. I don't want to take over your poetry or whatever.
Uh, what I like about myself is, like she said, I had self control and how I didn't like react in a bad way, but in a good and positive way. And yeah,
Hi, it's me again. So this is my before and this is my after. So a little background story so y'all won't get lost is I'm an activist in learning, right? I still have many things to learn and I'm still growing as an activist. But one thing I noticed is that in my history class, even I respect my history and we're learning about Martin Luther King and Bloody Sunday and all those things, right? I've been learning that since I was in kindergarten. And I thought when you learn something, you learn different things. That's my mindset. If I'm learning something, I want to master that, then I want to learn something new. And I mastered Dr. Luther King, and I respect Dr. Luther King, okay? But I want to learn new things. I want to learn about how black people were not only heard but how they were successful in the things that they did. Like, but my history class in that my school, they just want to teach me how my ancestors was slave and that's the only thing they'll ever be. But my ancestors were not just a slave to society; they overcame their history, baby, and and they were successful in the things that they did. And I want my kids and my people my age and younger people. I want them to know that people were just shooting at your ancestors, even though there was the respect there, but also know that they were successful also like Langston Hughes, Arkansas 9. Like they don't teach us that at school. I learned that at the Freedom Project. Okay. I learned that at the Freedom Project. No one at school told me that. All right. So here's my before. I was sitting in the classroom in my own world reading a book. I heard the teacher's heel clicking, so I put my book up. She walked in and said, "Listen up, class." Everyone ignored her. So she slammed the book down and they got everyone's attention. It's before, it's choppy and short. So my after is it was a Monday afternoon. I was sitting in my history class. From my left, you heard the pencil beating and the wannabe rappers. From my right, you could hear the girls gossiping about their haters and boyfriends. Then you have me, the real girl, reading a book about vampires who daydreams about becoming a famous writer and having her name in the lights. I heard the teacher's heels clicking, so I hurriedly put my book up. She walked in and told the class to be quiet, but they ignored her. So she slammed the book down on the table and yelled, "Be quiet." And that's what got the class attention. So for here, Mr. Watts told me to just slow down and be more detailed in my writing. And so that's what happened. You went from something that was short to something that is very long, and it takes you into the writing. And it's like Miss Washington said it best. It's like a movie, and writing is beautiful when it's like a movie. So yeah.
I just really want to say this. Thank you for having the courage enough to say this. And yeah, we need to stop teaching each other that our ancestors was only beating at night. That was not only beating, but they braided each other hair. They came up with their own songs. Um, they came up with things that you can't even imagine. So yeah, stop. I hope that our next generation don't grow up learning that we only got whooped that night, that we only got raped that night. We would shift from country to country, and they try to stop us from reading. And guess what? I can read today. Before and after Elizabeth Washington, I can read today. And they tried to stop us from reading. So I can read. So yeah, thank you for having the courage enough to read that, Miss Anderson. So back to me again. This is my before and after. When I first came to Herstory, I did not have a story at all. What I sent Mr. Watts was for a story or something for the little sign note paper. I sent him a poem in a bill. So this is my before and this is my after. As I get dressed, I'm thinking about what we're going to eat after the funeral. As we get there, I see this big, black, and fat guy, guessing he knows my brother. I've really laid a body, seeing the family crying, passing out, feeling really sad. And this is my after. As I get dressed, I'm thinking about what we're going to eat after the funeral. As I walk out the house, I know what's about to go down. I'm not already up going to this funeral. I do not know these people. Plus, I'm already not feeling good because I don't like to speak in the morning. You might say something is wrong with me. You're not the first and never last. As my long feet step out the blue 8-seat truck with my family, my long skirt fly up in the air. Come down, skirt, I say. I knew it. I said with a slight attitude. Guess who I see? I see my bully. I walk with my head down and past my bully, looking at my brother Matthew speaking to him. So as you can see, I was afraid to tell my bully story, but Mr. Watts healed the wound. So don't be afraid. Tell what you have been through if you want to. So as you can see, like he helped me. He also taught me to slow. He also helped me to slow down, take your time, breathe. So yeah, he's the reason why I am telling you this story now, because if he did not tell me to don't be afraid of to write my story, I would actually be reading another story right now. So snaps to that. Thank you, Mr. Watt. Next.
So before Mr. Thompson begins, this is we're progressing into another section of this party. So this section is called "What Mr. Watts Me Says," and our first speaker is Mr. Demarion Thompson.
So it began to say, I want to thank you for being a good instructor to me. No matter how many people were there, you still were the same. And when I think of you, I think of a motivational speaker because throughout the whole program, it was humble and wise. You listened and gave feedback to it, and that's being a leader. Throughout, you showed love, education, action, and discipline. I just couldn't let it end without saying thank you for having me as a student and continue to be who you are and what you really are because being you is better than trying to be someone else. From day one, you were having PO, which means positive vibes only, and by doing that, you won't be forgotten for all of the tips and hard work you did. And that's why I want to say thank you and continue to be successful. Also, thank you for showing me that being a black young man, you face different challenges, but keep your head up and keep the faith no matter what you go through in life.
Thank you, Mr. Thompson.
Yeah, thank you so much, Maya.
Okay, so I'm not very good at writing like essays and paragraphs, but what I can do, I can write you a poem now. I can do that, but I'm not good at expressing myself emotionally with the paragraph or an essay. It takes me forever to write those. But what I could do is write a poem. So this poem is called Mr. Watts. It says, I began to know the purpose of patience, to take one breath at a time. I began to know what the flowers on the sidewalk smell like. I've learned to trust myself, and in return, I found a friend, there to hold my hand and guide me through my journey. I found Mr. Watts, a friend in hand and a mentor.
Snaps.
So next we will have Mr. Lee.
I need to slow down and smell the flowers and learn to do exactly what you're writing. You're teaching me right now.
So this is what Mr. Watts means to you, and I spelled his name out. So P is he is patient. A, his attitude is on point. U, he is understanding. L, he is loving. W, he has wisdom. A, he is acceptable. T, he is a teacher. T, he is talent. S, he is saving. O, he is observing. F, he is friendly. F, he is fearless. R, respectful. E, easy. T, and thankful. So this is what Mr. Watts means to me, and thank you.
You guys have really done so much. I'm so impressed.
So next we will, it's like our creative station, I guess. Like, you not only know something about what they tell you, like in the first beginning we ask you to get to know us, but the way that we write, and that's the way that you'll get to know us. Like Mr. White said, you're all strangers to us. We don't right now, even though we know all of you and we love you. You don't know this right now, okay? We just gonna, Mr. Watts doesn't even know us right now, okay? So we're gonna let you get to know us by our talent. So we will now have a shout out by Mr. Thompson.
Okay, so the name of this is called Picture Me Equal. Slap on demand. Picture me equal. 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 Everyone should be equal. What you even know? Black kids, white kids, they should all be equal. You remember back in slavery time, black people couldn't even make a dime. My friends say let's be bad, but I ain't got no time. I'm feeling the basketball like I'm really prime. Picture me equal. Picture me equal. Picture me equal. Picture me equal.
I love it. Thank you, Mr. Thompson. And I'm just gonna say what it means to me. Picture us equal. We are all the same, but just in different shades, size, and ages. We are all the same. So picture us equal. Period.
I told y'all it was gonna get lit. Y'all didn't believe us, and you got to know him through his talent. He wants people to picture us equal and an activist in his own right, and he's a black young man. So that's the Marion Thompson. I told y'all, I one thing I do is write poems. So here's another poem by me. In this poem, clearly, it doesn't have a name. Um, but it says, and it goes like this. When you were little, you were asked what you wanted to be when you grew up. I answered being delirious of the price of pimping and not knowing that I'm a little ambitious and a little smart mouth and independent. Word of my mama. I answered a housewife and, watch this, a housewife and 75 kids. I know, we just ain't gonna talk about that, okay? I wanted to have dinner on the table at 6:30. The kids bathed and now they're eating. It was the perfect for little old me. When you were a teen, they asked you again. Knowing just a little bit of myself, I answered, an entrepreneur. I will own a bakery, a cafe, a library, a publishing company, and my own liberal arts school. I was asked again while preparing for my interview on January 29th. And to be honest, I was lost. I was struggling with writing and I lost inspiration. Mr. Watts gave me that inspiration. He encouraged me to tell my story the way it was supposed to be told. I was inspired by him. And so now if you come and ask me, I will tell you what I couldn't. An activist, a writer, an entrepreneur. I stand against all discrimination. Thank you. I'm Saniyyah Anderson.
Snaps.
Next, we will have a poem by Miss Elizabeth Washington.
Okay, I'm coming. Here we go. So, many of y'all may have never heard me talk like I'm finna get ready to talk now, but welcome to my world. So, this is a poem. This is a poem by Elizabeth Washington. Because of you, Mr. Watts. Because of you, I have a story to tell. Because of you, I'm not afraid to tell it. Because of you, I don't let my nerves control me. Because of you, I don't quit. Because of you, I feel heard. Because of you, I found my voice. Because of you, I know to just let people talk. Yes, Mr. Watts, because of you. Because of you, I make time to write. Because of you, I pick myself up. Because of your support, I don't feel alone. Because of your inspiration, I will inspire others. Because of your help, I can go on. Because of you, I am a better writer. Because of your willing spirit, I'm willing to make this world a better place. Next. Yes, Mr. Watts, because of you. Because of you, I have hope for my soul. Go back, y'all. Thank you. Yes, Mr. Watts, because of you. Because of you, I have hope for my soul. I have hope for my people. Because of you, Mr. Watts, I decided to use my voice and I decided to use my voice and not my mom's voice. And guess what, Mr. Watts? I am not boldly to say, if I don't own anything in this world, I own my voice. If I don't have anything in this world, I have a story to tell. And yes, that made by me. Thank you.
Period. Okay, period.
Period.
So this was kind of last minute. It was put together kind of last minute, and like we are all three of us are SCFP Herstory fellows, right? But the Herstory is not only made of the SCFP, but the RFP, MFP. There's other fellows out there, and like it was kind of last minute, and it wouldn't be right of us to tell them like, okay, in this short of time you have to make up a poem and this and all that. So if any Herstory fellows out there has something to say, you can come out and say it now.
I'm Adriana Cifuentes. I was one of the R RFP Freedom Fellows that was originally in her story, but I left because um I couldn't. Well, I had a story, but I just didn't feel comfortable sharing it, even though it was a comfortable environment. And I would like to thank Mr. Watts for continuously attempting to continuously attempting to well continuously attempted to putting me on the spot to share my story. Well, not putting me on the spot, I was gonna say, but asking me to share my story. I just didn't. I'm not comfortable showing emotion or like.
I just really want to say this. Thank you, Adriana, for coming. Yes, it is your story. You have a right. I'm not going to put a gun up to your head and say this story, say this story. I can't do that. You do have a powerful story. I love your story. Love you. Thank you for coming and just meeting new people. Even if you did not learn anything from this experience, now you know Mr. Watts. Now you know Elizabeth. Now you know Saniyyah. Now you know Mr. Thompson. And and now you know that you have a story, you have a voice if you did not know that. So thank you. I will continue to lift you up in prayer and hope one day you have the confidence enough to tell your story. Thank you, love.
Yeah, me and you, Adrian, we go way back, and that if you always need anyone to talk to or anything, that I'm always here for you, and we love you. Yeah. Anybody else?
can I just say, y'all are making me look good right now. But it's clear from everybody in here, clear listening to you, that that everything you do is just amazing, you know, and that y'all should really be thanking yourselves too. And this event is not just a thank you to me, it's a thank you to yourselves for doing this work and making yourselves feel good about the work you've done.
Hey, Mr. Watts, thank you. Next. Mr. Thompson, we haven't heard from you. Where you at? Is he still here? We have not heard from Mr. Thompson in a long time. Mr. Thompson, do you want to say anything? Because I know you just got finished with your rap, but you want to say something?
Has it been that long?
Yeah, I feel like it's been a long time. Maybe I just got finished reading my point, but you want to say something?
Let me see. Nah, not right now.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a song Mr. Harris.
All right. So, at this time, we will have "Oh Freedom" by Everyone. "Oh Freedom" is an SFP song. It's one that Freedom Project taught us about Black culture, and we didn't learn it at school. Ain't no school ever taught us about this. Like, we was confused about freedom songs. What is that? But they taught us the history of freedom songs, and they taught us to embody that, and they taught us that what they taught us at school, it ain't all that, but they taught us all that and everything more. So we like to share it here. Y'all ready?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So 1, 2, 3.
Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom. Oh, freedom over me. And before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free and be free.
No more shooting.
No more shooting. No more shooting. No more shooting over me. And before I be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free and be free.
Love it. Thank you, Mr. Thompson, for having confidence enough to say that. No more shooting over me. Before I be shot, I'll be buried in my grave. Thank you guys. Is that it, Ms. Anderson?
So now we will have closing remarks. Mr. Watts, if you want to come off mute and say something, you can.
You know, for the past few years, I've been back in graduate school, studying creative writing, because my dream is to be publishing books for young readers like y'all's age that have them in every classroom library in the country. And I've been trying to do that for a long time, a decade. And I've been teaching middle grade students as I'm trying to write these stories, and every day just getting to read the stories that I write out loud to my students, and also read other, great classic novels to my students. And just every student I've got to teach, convincing me more and more that I can reach this dream. And I finally got to the point where I got to go to a fully funded creative writing program because of my writing. And honestly, that's because of the students I've got to teach. And, and as I was in school writing, I just wanted to stay connected to teaching, you know, and that's why I saw this Herstory organization doing memoir writing workshops, and that really intrigued me. And I had connections at the Freedom Project through Jeremiah Smith, and I sent out that email, hey, I would really love to do this work with some of the students you get to serve, you know, and luckily for me, it worked out, and we got to put this group together, and you guys have enriched me and what I do so much. I mean, it's like, this is what I want to do. And it's because of students like you that just gets reinforced every day. And I know more clearly, this is what I want to do. And I believe in what I have to offer young people through my teaching and through my writing, you know? And I need folks like you to convince me not to stop, you know, to convince me that, you know, what I'm trying to do has value, you know, and I'm just so lucky that I got to have this experience, you know.
Thank you, Mr. Watts, for that paragraph. I really appreciate that. Would anybody like to say it? I want my brother Perry Jr. to say something. If you guys, yeah, I see his face. You guys don't know if you guys don't know Perry Jr., Mr. Watts, that's the person at the end of my bullet story who I said we was over our auntie house and I was talking to him. That was him. Perry Jr., I want you to say something.
Hello, you all. I've enjoyed everything that was done tonight. I think the future is bright because of all of you. Elizabeth, your leadership was impeccable. Mr. Wise, I'm certain that those students have been impacted by the fruit of your work. And I look forward to one day also reading your work in the future. Great job, you all.
Thank you for having the confidence enough to say that.
Thank you.
He do has a deep voice. Like I said at the end of my story, wide nose. He has a wide nose also. So, do anybody else want to say something? Miss Erica, if she's still on the line.
Yeah, I almost, what a gift you're all giving. And you're all giving it together. You're all saying, no, it's not me, it's Mr. Watts, or no, it's not me, it's them. And the beauty, the power of your words, and also your spirit, your love, like to put together such love, but also I'll tell my phone not to ring. But it's just, it's the most, well, one of the most amazing things. And it also took me, especially when you're singing Oh Freedom, it just took me back to really what began as this dream. And, you know, I don't usually cry when I try to talk, but I'm just so moved. I'm so moved by the way Mr. Watts took that, what we were all doing, and he's made something so beautiful. I just, somehow together, we have to make sure that your voices are all heard. I so much want to continue to work with all of you. And I know you're all saying that this is the end of this, but I think it's only just the beginning. And, you know, you've just given us all so much.
Thank you, Miss Erica. Thank you again for coming. Miss Davis, you want to say something? She's from Raising Black Voices. I really want to thank her because I don't know if I sent her a late email or she had something going on and she pushed everything out her way to come. Miss Davis, you want to say something?
Yes, of course, Elizabeth. I am so blessed to be here with you guys. You guys have sparked an energy in me that I needed. So thank you so much. And Elizabeth, where's all this energy at the Black Student Voices workshop? I'm I want to see this next week. It's a different Elizabeth, but we got a different crowd, so I don't know, but I want to see more of it, and I hope you all keep sharing your stories. You guys have so much talent, and you guys are going to keep just doing amazing things out there in the world, and I know you guys are. But all of your hopes and dreams, just keep going, and I hope to see you at one of our workshops with the Black Student Voices workshop. All is welcome. And yes, so just thank you so much for sharing this with me, and I'll push anything aside for you.
Thank you. Miss Green. Miss Green, you want to say something? Yeah, let's thank her because I sent her a late email. So let's thank her. Snaps.
I'm just so proud of you. You know, I love Mississippi. I mentioned to Elizabeth that I lived and worked in the Mississippi Delta in the late 1970s and was part of the Delta Blues Festival production team over at Mace. People don't understand how hard it is to live in the South. I live in South Carolina. You all live in Mississippi. It's really difficult living in those environments, but it's also so gratifying because there's some wonderful things that happen in impossible, seemingly impossible places. I'm just really very proud of you as a group. Paul, I adore you. You and I kind of connected from the very beginning of my involvement with Herstory. And I just, please, you are all lovely. Please continue doing what you're doing. Please continue doing what you're doing. We need to hear your voices. Your voices matter. They are very important. And you need to uplift those voices and represent Mississippi everywhere you go. Thank you so much for being who you are and for inviting me today.
Thank you for coming. Mr. Harris, I got a DM from you. You would like to say anything, Mr. Harris? Oh, he's actually the Freedom Project Network director, and you will not believe what he just DM'd me. Mr. Harris, we got to hear something from you.
I know, right? You one of the big dogs. You just can't come in here and not say anything, Mr. Harris. You know that's not how the SCP run things. Come on now, you gotta show up and show out.
Don't be silent.
I know.
Just so y'all know, I DM'd her like, please don't put me on the spot. And then she proceeded to do exactly that. That's funny. I just want to shout y'all out. Y'all going around giving all these thanks to everyone else, you know. I was just so impressed that y'all reached out to me. You know, I've been working with Mr. Watts talking about what can we do to celebrate y'all as Herstory finishes up. And then y'all reach out to me like, we planned this whole thing. We got it all planned out. I'm like, y'all need me to support with anything? You're like, no, we got it. We just need you to show up. So what tremendous leadership on y'all's part to make this happen. And shout out to Mr. Watts for his energy and his commitment. Clearly, you know, it's been powerful for y'all that y'all took it upon yourselves to make this happen. So, you know, snaps to y'all.
Thank you, Mr. Harris. Yes, we did plan this out by ourselves. I took it to Miss Anderson. I took it to Mr. Thompson. And yes, we didn't have no grown-ups in there, but Miss Foster did pop in on us, giving us some ideas and encouraging us. So, Miss Foster, you would like to say anything? SEFP, Miss Foster?
I know, right? Because if it wasn't for her, half our meetings wouldn't happen because we'll still be in class. Then we would be like, oh, we got to plan this, hurry up and do this. But, she gave us that pass, so we can be able to put this together. So thank you.
No, I didn't want to say anything, but I am simply amazed at what you guys put together. And again, no, I didn't help them. I only gave them a few encouraging words, but they totally did this all by themselves. Even the flyer, Miss Washington did the flyer. Even they're not even using our Zoom link. They created their own Zoom link. So I'm just like so excited. Mr. Watts, again, I do want to thank you because I've seen the side of my fellows tonight that I really haven't seen in a while. And like I said, you may not have thought, you've done anything, but you have done so much to bring these fellows out of shells that, I've been hoping that they come out for a long time. So I'm really excited. Shout out to the fellows for remaining dedicated to Herstory. I'm super proud. Y'all just really don't know how proud of y'all I am right now. I'm so overjoyed at the moment, and this was simply amazing.
Thank you, Miss Foster. Mr. Watts family, do you guys want to say anything? And thank you for coming. Mr. Watts
I was
family.
just about to say that. Thank you for coming.
Well, sorry about all the interruptions. It's hard for me to do work and focus on Zoom sometimes.
Yep.
And I'm not very good at Zoom, so sorry for all that unmuted nonsense. But you guys are really talented. And I was just like, wow, it's really nice. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you very much.
I know that we invited you all. Like, I have another event, but like I'll come through at the end. I'm so thank you for like all of the, like we invited everybody, and it was so last minute. And for like all of you guys to like show up, it like touches me. I'm about to cry, but besides that,
If you cry, I'm gonna cry.
We love you, Saniyyah.
Yes, we love you.
We love you, Miss Anderson. This is so sad for us because like we gotta say goodbye to Mr. Watts, even though Miss Erica said this is only the beginning. But yeah, I will never forget Mr. Watts. And Mr. Thompson, we haven't heard from you. I see some special guests, Alyssa B. You want to say anything?
Sure, I'll go ahead and say something. I am so impressed with all the fellows. You all are tremendous leaders. You have such creativity, and you've also chosen to share your stories in such a unique way. I'm very impressed. So thank you all, and thank you for inviting us. I think that's what makes me so taken aback and inspired by your confidence. You chose to share these things with people that you didn't know, and I just appreciate that so much. So thank you. And for those of you at the Sunflower Freedom Project, I've been there. It's amazing. You all are doing great things, and it's great to see students from other freedom projects as well. So this was really, really special for me. I lived in Mississippi for a little while too, and it was really special for me to feel that connection with Mississippi. So thank you all. I am so impressed, and really so much gratitude. Thank you for sharing your creativity and your stories tonight.
Thank you, Alyssa B. I really appreciate it for coming out. And thank you, Mr. Watts, for inviting your family. Thank you for just leaving it up to us. Thank you. Mr. Smith, I know you came late. Do you want to say
I know,
anything?
right?
Yeah, I'm so sorry I was late. I had another meeting already on the books, but I was really excited to be here, and I'm so excited that I caught the end. This was clearly like a beautiful event and a beautiful program, and like I'm so excited to get to like debrief with DK and Adriana and like Saniyyah and Elizabeth and Demarian. If y'all want to send your stuff, I would be really grateful to get the chance to read it. I'm sure that y'all created amazing things. So this whole time because I created the Gmail for the Herstory when we first started designing the application process. So it's like been on my phone. So I get pinged every time the email gets an email. And it's just been like,
we feel so sorry, man.
No, sorry.
Are you for real?
it has been life affirming. Like,
Oh
I'll
my
get emails all
goodness.
hours of the day being like, Mr. Watts, you have to look at this right now. And like, there's these beautiful email exchanges. I promise I don't
Oh
snoop.
my
But they
goodness.
just come in. No, I promise I don't read them. But they just come in and it's all
Oh my
caps and it's so much
goodness.
excitement and enthusiasm. And so I just wanted to express that, like, clearly there are amazing things going on in this group and in this space. And like, clearly it's a product of y'all's energy, Freedom Fellows, of your energy, Mr. Watts. I've known Mr. Watts for a long time, and like, he's always been an incredible educator. He's taught me so much, his patience, his energy, his time, his listening, like very intentional listening. And when he first asked about doing this program at the Freedom Project, I was like, no question, there's going to be Freedom Fellows who like just need that relationship with a teacher who really intentionally and deliberately wants to listen and understand what they're saying. And very clearly, Mr. Watts has gotten so much out of what y'all are saying and what y'all are writing. And so I just think, like, I just feel grateful to be in this space. Thank y'all for hosting this space. And thank you, Mr. Watts, for bringing this program to the fellows.
Thank you. Miss Anderson just told me it's time to wrap up. Well, it's 5:37. We said 4:30 to 5:30. I thank everybody for coming. Mr. Bird, thank you for coming. I don't know how to say everybody's name, but thank each of you guys for coming and just supporting us. And yeah, thank you. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate, and everybody here, even if we've never spoken before, I know that in some type of way you've connected with these amazing writers and you've helped, empower them, and they brought that into the group that we had together, and they empowered me. So thank you to everybody who's here.
Thank you all. I know this was kind of like last minute, but we got this together. We got through it together. I really love and appreciate all y'all, especially like if we haven't made anything. Well, now you know me. Thank you guys. This program has been really wonderful. Like I said in the beginning, I had lost inspiration in writing. I was just like going through like the guidelines and everything else. But me as a writer, I know now because of Mr. Watts helped us that I don't really follow guidelines anymore. I was supposed to, and I realized this a couple of weeks ago. I was supposed to write this poem for something, and she gave me a guideline to give it through. But then I didn't follow the guideline, and now I think that I should probably apologize to that person. But I didn't really follow the guideline. I just wrote what was in my heart, and I had the story to tell, so I told it. And so thank you, Mr. Watts, and thank you, Herstory and the Herstory Fellows, because it has been wonderful. So yeah.
Right. Mr. Thompson, you want to say anything? Because I haven't heard from you in like 2 minutes. And this will be, I promise, this will be it. This will be it. Because we got another event at 6 o'clock, and I know Mr. Harris is ready to go. So, Mr. Thompson and Miss Erica, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for coming. I really do appreciate that. Is so eye-opening. Mr. Thompson, go ahead.
Yeah. But thank everybody for coming, and don't forget about the event that's going to be at 6 o'clock. And all Freedom Fellows, don't forget to wear your Freedom T-shirt, and have everyone needs to have their camera on and have different questions. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Can I just ask real quick? I see it's recording. Is that going to be a recording that like I could watch? I would love to see what I missed of this.
Yeah, I can send it to you if it converts through, because everything virtual has it comes and goes.
So yeah, everything we was gonna like record this, like we was gonna give it to the Freedom Project, put it on the Freedom Project Facebook, but like if it converts and if it extra, I promise y'all get it if y'all want to. If we don't know you don't have our email, Mr. Watts will say, hey, they want the video. So like we'll give it to y'all. We gonna give it to Miss Foster. Elizabeth gonna remind me if I forget because I got too many things to go on. So she'll remind me, and yeah, we're gonna let you guys go now. Yeah, have a good night. Don't
Thank you
forget
guys for
about the event in case you
coming.
gotta go. Thank y'all for coming. Bye,
Bye,
Mr. Watts.
everybody.
We love
Thank you.
you.
I love you guys.
Oh wait, Mr. Watts, no, you gotta stay on. You gotta be the last one to leave because we gotta give you something else, and it's gonna be private.
Okay.
Thank y'all so much for hosting this space. Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank you.
coming.
Thank you,
Miss
Miss
Erica.
Smith.
Thank you,
Yes.
Miss
Appreciate
Thank
you.
you guys. Love you guys. Thank you
Yeah.
for coming again. And thank you, Miss
Thank-
Green.
Thank you. Love you guys too.
Bye.
Appreciate
Keep
all of your
writing.
time.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Mr. Harris.
Thank you, Mr.
Thanks,
Harris, Miss
y'all.
Foster. We gonna be there.
Thank you,
on
Mr.
our
Watts,
because
Mom.
I
Thank
don't
you
want
for
you to
coming because I know be safe.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thanks.
Bye.
Be safe.
Bye, Miss Foster. See you later. See you
Bye,
at
Miss
the park, Miss
Foster.
Foster.
What's up,
So,
y'all?
Mr. Watts, we wanted to give you something. We have like recordings of how everything happened, like the magic behind the scenes. So we're gonna give you those recordings.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
I think Miss Erica trying to say something before she leaves.
Just to say you were amazing.
Thank you.
I haven't seen
thank you.
So beautiful and like maybe ever, but it's like you all like the spirit. Anyway, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you for being here.
And if you want, we can post the recording on our website. We'd be honored if you did.
Yeah, we'll be honored.
From heaven.
And then click it whenever they want it. So you're all wonderful. You're all going to go far. And Paul will be the great writer he wants to be. And you'll all be amazing writers. So anyway, good night and thank you.
Good night.
Good
Thank
night.
you for coming again.
Good night.
So yeah, we